mountain of evidence that was going to prove her innocence was released yesterday. And we're going to do a very quick and detailed rundown of everything that was talked about in this motion starting now. I did watch Emily D. Baker live last night and got her take on things. I also watched Nate the lawyer. I'm going to pop both of them up here. Their videos will also be linked in the description below. Emily D. Baker, as we know, she is a loner. She kind of does her own thing. And Nate the lawyer, he has mentioned he is biased to Katie before. Him and Katie are somewhat friends. And of course, Miss Katie did refer him in her video talking about attorneys who are covering this story. I love both of their style of covering this story. I think Nate the lawyer himself, he's really good at giving you the information, and even if he doesn't want to, he's still very honest, and that's what I like about it. He can be a little biased to Katie, but he's very honest about that from the very beginning, and he still doesn't let that sway him from the legal side of things. Emily D. Baker, she's just such a firecracker, you guys. She gives it to you like it is, super honest, and tells you how she feels, and she is definitely not biased to Katie. There's some a little bit of beef back and forth there, but Emily's going to cover the story whether Katie likes it or not, and I love her take on things. To sum this up in a nutshell, you guys, if you have been following along, you know that Miss Katie has been almost teasing this response. She has been like building it up to be this amazing thing, and all of her little live videos, she's been saying, oh, it's going to be coming out this week, and it's going to prove my innocence. There's mountains and mountains of evidence. I've done nothing wrong, and that honestly, you guys, you don't know the whole story. That's what she says a lot. You guys don't know the whole story. All she basically done was request a dismissal of this lawsuit. Her response and her motion was 24 pages long. Based off of what Nate the lawyer and Emily D. Baker both said, this was not acceptable. It was very unprofessional. A lot of information that everyone already knows. It did not need to be in there. You had to kind of read between the lines, and there'd be like all of this information, and maybe in between those lines, you would find something important that actually goes in Katie's favor or actually is saying anything. It was pretty much a bunch of hoopla. She did a lot of this writing. As we know, she's this journalist who likes to write and things like that. So I do believe she wrote a lot of this out. A lot of this was a bunch of nonsense, you guys. And I'm not trying to be like too harsh on her, but she literally built this up to be something incredible, and it just wasn't. It's just stuff we already know, but I'm still going to run it down for you guys so that you, if you did miss it, if you have not seen it for yourself, we're just going to touch base on basically what is in there that actually matters, and just kind of cover it very quickly. It was full of the whole Dramageddon fiasco, and Katie had a lot to say about that. She put links and stories and everything showing all of this stuff that we all already know. If you have been following the drama scene on social media for a while, there was Dramageddon 1, we also had Dramageddon 2, and all of these involved Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, James Charles, and Tati Westbrook as the leading corporates. You guys watch Tati's latest video, then you know in that video she mentioned many times that Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star kind of put her in a rock and in a hard place, and that they also caused her much pain and suffering. And Katie's argument is that Tati cannot blame only her for Tati's pain and suffering, and that if she's going to sue her, she also needs to sue Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. And I don't know if you guys watched that video or not, but she did mention that she was working on legal matters behind the scene. So I don't really know why Katie put that in there. I don't know what has came of it. Tati did say once it became a public matter that of course the whole world would know about it. But we're talking about major influencers here. Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, and Tati Westbrook are some of the biggest, they are the biggest beauty gurus here on YouTube. And so if they're dealing with things, they're being professional about it. They're dealing with it off camera and doing things the way it's supposed to be. Just because Katie doesn't know how to be professional, that is not anyone else's fault. Just because she doesn't know about it doesn't mean it's not happening. Or just because this case is moving quicker because of Katie's actions and because of the things going on, that doesn't mean that Tati isn't dealing with the Shane Dawson and the Jeffree Star thing behind the scenes and no one not know about it. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Emily D. Baker made a really good point when she said this doesn't really matter. Like, there was really no point in Katie putting this particular stuff in about Jeffree Star and about Dramageddon and all that, because it has nothing to do with this lawsuit against Katie. I think Katie's just trying to do what she does. She's a writer, so she's trying to give context and all this and this and that, and like she's vlogging or something. I don't know, but it didn't come off well written when it comes to legal documents. It's basically 24 pages of just nonsense. I hate to say it that way, but that's basically what it is, you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You can literally go see any other attorney who's covered this, even people who are biased to Katie, and they will tell you it was a bunch of hoopla. The next motion will be available on the 18th or 19th, and this one is supposed to be about over-spoliation of evidence. I'm hoping that this one has a little bit more tangibility to it, that there's a little bit more information that actually tells us something, because this last one, you guys, it was honestly a big waste of time for the attorneys, for the courts, for ourselves. Like, why even respond if it's not going to say anything really? Like I said in the beginning, Katie has been using this, her response, her motion, been using this for the last week to 2 weeks, saying that she was coming out with something that was going to be massive, that the evidence was just piling up. It was going to be the bomb. Could go on and on how she's really teased this up and worked this up to be something that it wasn't. It just wasn't. So I believe that Katie has been using this lawsuit, this case, if you will, to not only gain views, but to also clickbait her viewers. I get it. Use it to your advantage. You know, make your dough, do your thing. To me, it's like, as a content creator, I get it, but you're in a major lawsuit right now. Maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't be clickbaiting that, because I believe in karma, you guys, and I believe that not taking things seriously and acting like it's no big deal, you know, it comes back and bites you in the butt. I think at this point, she can commentate on stories that's going on, but even that content has gotten really mediocre. I don't know what's going on, if she's in this weird place where she's trying to figure out what type of content she's going to do from here on out. But I think it would be a good idea for her to like rethink doing any type of drama, anything. If you want to talk about TV shows or, you know, whatever, of course she can do whatever she wants. I'm just saying at this point, a lot of people aren't going to take her commentary serious. There's a lot of people who are never going to believe her again. It may be a good idea for her to think about doing something else. It doesn't look good on her. It definitely doesn't look good with this lawsuit either, because you want to be taken seriously by the courts and by your attorneys and by people. And no matter what any of them say, I don't think a lot of people take her extremely serious. Even when she's trying to be serious, she doesn't really come off as a serious person. It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. That's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you surprised that this was literally a whole bunch of nothing from Katie? Were you surprised by that? Did you think that it was going to be more than it was? Or do you think that she did an incredible job and that she's got this in the bag? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I love hearing what you guys had to say. If you want to stay in the loop with this Tati lawsuit, be sure to subscribe down below. Tap the bell for post notifications. I appreciate every single one of you for stopping by today, and until the next time, bye.